Okay, in this video, I'll teach you how to simplify radicals with variables, no? But first, let us identify the parts. So we have the radical sign. Okay, the number inside the radical is the radicand and the index. Okay, now what are the tools that we need to simplify radicals? So we have the power to a power rule, which is a to the m raised to n is equal to a to the mn, no? And the property of a radical, which is the nth root of a to the n is equal to a. Meaning, if the power is equal to the index, then the radicand can be removed inside the radical sign, okay? So let's have an example. By the way, kapag walang index ang radical sign, it is understood to be equal to 2, no? So how do we simplify square root of x to the 8? First, we transform x to the 8 to a power form such that n is equal to 2. Now, bakit 2 ang n? Well, because our index is equal to 2, right? So, since n is equal to 2, so square natin to. And then, since we have x to the 8, then m must be equal to 4. So that 4 times 2 will be equal to 8, no? Or you can simply divide 8 by 2 to get 4, no? Diba? So let us now rewrite square root of x to the 8 into a power to power form. So x to the 8 is equal to x to the 4 squared. Okay, so now since the power is now equal to the index, we can now remove x to the 4 inside the radical sign. And that's it, no? So again, we use the property of the radical. The nth root of a to the n is equal to a. Okay. Okay, so let's now have another example. So supposing you are given square root of x to the 9. Again, we transform x to the 9 into power to a power form, no? Kamukha nung number 1. So x to the 9. Okay, so since the index is equal to 2, i-square natin to uli. And then to get m, we simply divide 9 by 2, no? So 9 divided by 2 is equal to 4 with a remainder of 1, no? Since meron tayong remainder na 1, we have to multiply this by x, no? To make up for the remainder. Kasi x to the 9 ang given. 8 lang tong atin, no? So multiply natin ng x to make it x to the 9. Okay? Now, since the power of x to the 4 is 2, which is equal to the index, we can now remove x to the 4 inside the radical sign. Okay? So, sino may iwan sa loob? Yung x na lang, no? Kasi hindi naman siya naka-square. And therefore, our final answer is x to the 4 square root of x, no? And that's it. Okay, let's now go to number 3. You're given square root of 8x to the 15. So, paano na kapag may number na, no? Okay, so we need to think of a perfect square factor of 8 so that we can rewrite it as 2 squared times 2. Now, bakit 2 squared times 2? Remember, kailangan yung index pareho ng power natin. Okay? Now, for x to the 15, again, i-square natin yan. Okay? Because our index is still equal to 2. And then we divide 15 by 2, which is 7, with a remainder of 1. So again, we need to multiply it by x to make up for the remainder, no? Kasi 15 ang kailangan. Okay. So, sino ngayon ang lalabas? We have 2 and x to the 7 because both of them are squared. Okay? So, we have 2x to the 7 at ang matitira sa loob, since hindi sila naka-squared, ay si 2 at saka si x. Okay? So, final answer, 2x to the 7 square root of 2x. And that's it. Okay, number 4, you're given square root of 81x to the 4, y to the 6, z to the 10. So, first we rewrite 81 as 9 squared, no? Now, bakit 9 squared? Remember, the index must be equal to the power, no? Kaya 9 squared. So, wala tayong remainder dyan, no? Eksakto yan. 9 squared is 81. Now, for x to the 4, again, we square. And then, m is also equal to 2 because 2 times 2 is 4, no? Again, wala na namang remainder. Now, for y, we have 6. Square natin. So, m must be equal to 3 para maging 6. Again, wala na namang remainder. And for z, square natin uli so that m is equal to 5, no? Because 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now, notice that lahat sila naka-squared, no? And therefore, lahat sila lalabas ng radical sign. So, we have 9 x squared, y cubed, and z5. Oh, walang natira sa loob. And therefore, yan na yung ating final answer. Okay, let's go to number 5. Square root of 27, b to the 13, c 17. Again, we need to think of a perfect square factor of 27, which is 9. But 9 can be written as 3 squared, no? And 27 is 9 times 3. So 27 is 3 squared times 3. Again, bakit 2? Because our index is equal to 2. Now, for b to the 13, again, we square natin yan. To get m, we divide 13 by 2, which is equal to 6. Now, this time we have a remainder, 1. So, we need to multiply it by b, no? Para maging 13. Okay? Now, for c, again, square natin. And then, to get m, divide 17 by 2, which is 8, with a remainder of 1. So, we have to multiply it by c. Okay? So, sino ang lalabas ng radical sign? Yung mga naka-square. We have 3, b to the 6, and c to the 8. Now, sino maiiwan sa loob? Of course, yung mga hindi naka-square, no? And these are 3, b, and c. And that's it. Okay? Okay, let's go to number 6. What if the index is equal to 3, no? So, this time 3 ang index natin. How do we do this? So, first, we need to think of a factor of 54 na may cube root, no? Now, bakit may cube root this time? Because our index this time is equal to 3. And the factors of 54 na may cube root ay 27, no? Now, since 54 is 27 times 2, we can rewrite it as 3 cubed times 2. Okay? So, let us now rewrite 54 as 3 cubed times 2. Okay? Now, for x to the 4, again, since our index is equal to 3, i-cube naman natin ito, no? Why? Because our index is equal to 3. And then we multiply it by x to make it x to the 4. Okay? Now, for y, again, i-cube natin yung y since our index is equal to 3. And then we divide 17 by 3 to get m, which is equal to 5, no? So that is equal to 15. So may utang tayong dalawa. So we need to multiply it by y squared to make it 17. Okay? So sino ngayon ang mga lalabas? Yung mga naka-cube. Okay? So we have 3 and then x and y to the 5th. So sino ngayon ang may iwan sa loob? Of course, yung mga hindi naka-cube. So we have 2 x and y squared. And that's it. Okay, I hope nakatulong sa inyo ang video na to, no, to easily simplify radicals with variables. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe.